Hello students, we are solving problems under incidence of tax liability. In this session also let us solve some problems relating to incidence of tax liability. Here you have to consider a resident as ordinary resident, not ordinarily resident and non-resident, and which are the incomes taxable in the hands of them. You have to calculate that one. See this problem, following are the taxable income of Rajguru for the previous year 2019-20, make it as 2019-20. Income from salary received in India. This income is received in India, rupees 20,000 taxable in all three categories, that is as ordinary resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. Next one, profit from hotel business at USA. Here business at USA 30,000, only ordinary resident is taxable. Next, dividend declared in Perth but received in India. Dividend in Perth but received in India. Here Perth is abroad country, so 4,000 is taxable under all three categories because received in India. Next one, income from transfer of long term asset in India, taxable in the hands of all three categories because here income accrued in India. Next one, interest on debenture of a company at Manchester, Manchester is abroad, which was received in India, because of that reason taxable in the hands of ordinary resident, not ordinary resident as well as non-resident. Next one, see, interest received from George, a non-resident, on the loan provided to him for a business carried on India. Business is in India, so here George, if he is a non-resident, resident, ordinarily resident, no matter, here business is in India. That is why this 5,000 is taxable in the hands of ordinary resident, not ordinarily resident as well as in the hands of non-resident. Next one, royalty received in Germany from Kailash, a resident in India, for technical service provided for the business carried in Germany. Here royalty received in Germany and also profession is set up in Germany. Because of that reason this amount 20,000 is taxable only in the hands of ordinary resident because this is the income relating to Germany and not in India. Next one, income from a business carried in India. Business is in India, because of that reason taxable in the hands of all three categories. Compute Rajguru total income if he is resident, not ordinarily resident and non-resident. See the computation of taxable income of Rajguru for the assessment year 2020-21. 4 columns you have to draw, particulars 3 amount column, ordinary resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. You have to write the items in particulars column. First one, income from salary received in India, all three residents must pay tax, and profit from hotel business at USA, only ordinary resident is taxable, so not ordinarily resident and non-resident not taxable. Next, dividend declared in Perth but received in India, that is why taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, income from transfer of long term asset in India, taxable in all heads. Next one, interest on debentures of a company at Manchester received in India, taxable in the hands of all three heads because received in India. Next one, interest received from business carried on India, taxable, and royalty received in Germany for technical services on business carried in Germany, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only, not taxable in the hands of not ordinary resident and non-resident. So you have to write it as not taxable. Next one, income from business carried in India taxable in the hands of all three categories. So the taxable income of ordinary resident 1,35,000, as not ordinary resident 85,000, and as non-resident 85,000. So this is the taxable income of Mr. Rajguru as ordinary resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. See this problem, this type of problems may come for 16 marks in your exam. See this problem. Compute the total income of Mr. Raju from the following particulars. If he is an ordinary resident, he is not an ordinarily resident, and he is a non-resident. See the first one, salary received in India including 30,000 for service rendered in Nepal, rupees 1,80,000. Irrespective of this information given in the bracket, whole 1,80,000 is taxable in all three heads because salary received in India. So whole 1,80,000 is taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, agricultural income from land situated in UK. Here land is situated in UK, so only ordinary resident must pay tax on this amount on this amount 85,000. Here 50% is remitted to India is given, so you have to ignore this point because remittances does not matter in this case. Agriculture income from a land situated in UK, only ordinary resident must pay tax. For not ordinary resident and non-resident, not taxable. Next one, see, business income in Pune controlled from London. Here business income received in Pune. Pune is situated in India. So whole 4 lakhs is taxable in the hands of all three categories because income received in India. Remember that point. Next one, business income from Burma. Burma is a foreign country, controlled from Pune. Business controlled from India. Here ordinary resident and not ordinarily resident must pay tax on this 1,60,000 because business income from abroad but controlled from India. Remember that point also. Next one, interest on deposits with the companies in India 40,000 received in UK 80,000. You can ignore this point because interest on deposits with companies in India, income accrued in India. So all three groups, that is ordinary resident, not ordinarily resident and non-resident, have to pay tax on this 80,000 rupees. Next one, dividend from foreign companies 44,000. Here no information is given about where they received. In this situation you have to consider dividend from foreign companies received in foreign country only. So only ordinary resident is liable to pay tax on this 44,000. Only ordinary resident, remember that point. Next one, profit on sale of building in Pune received in UK. Here profit accrued in India, that is accrued in Pune, 11,50,000, taxable in the hands of all three categories because accrued in India, received in UK doesn't matter. And interest on deposits with London branch of SBI. Here income accrued in abroad and received in abroad. So this 80,000 is taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only and not in the hands of not ordinary resident and non-resident. Next one, interest on Pune branch of British Royal Bank, Royal British Bank UK 16,000. Here branch is situated at Pune. Interest is received in India. That is why taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, see, Income from house property in Pune received in UK. Income is arising in India, that is in Pune, so taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next one, past untaxed profits brought to India in previous year 35,000, not taxable in any head. You can ignore this point. Next, gift from friend on the occasion of marriage 62,000. Gift from anyone in the occasion of marriage is exempted from tax. So, the 62,000 is exempted from tax. Next, see, gift from friend in UK received there 42,000, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only if this amount of gift exceeds 50,000. See here, there are two items of gift, that is gift from friend in UK received there, and the next one, gift from business association on the occasion of 30th birthday. Here two types of gifts in cash is there. If the total of these two items exceeds 50,000 rupees, you have to pay tax on that kind of gift. If that total is not exceeding 50,000, that amount is not taxable. Here, gift from friend in UK received there is actually not taxable in the hands of ordinary resident also, because this is not exceeding 50,000 rupees. But if you add gift from a business associate on the occasion of 30th birthday 28,000 to this amount will exceed the limit 50,000. At that time it is taxable in the hands of ordinary resident. So, consider this one as taxable for now. And gift from a business association on the occasion of 30th birthday 28,000, taxable in the hands of all three categories, but here it is not exceeding 50,000, because of that reason not taxable. Next, see, gift from a friend in the form of car valued 3,60,000. Gift in kind not taxable. Here, if that gift in the kind of jewelry or immovable property or securities, that is taxable, but it is in the form of car, so not taxable. Next one, interest on post office savings bank account in London received there 36,000, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only, because post office savings bank account in London. Calculate the total income of Mr. Raj, considering him as ordinary resident, not ordinarily resident and non-resident. See the problem here. Salary received in India taxable under three categories. Agriculture income from UK 85,000, only ordinary resident. Business income from Pune, all categories. Business income from Burma controlled from Pune, only two categories, not taxable under non-resident. Interest on deposits from companies in India, taxable in three heads. Dividend from foreign companies received there 44,000, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only. Next, profit on sale of building in Pune, taxable in the hands of all three categories. Interest on deposits with London branch of SBI, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only. Next, interest on Pune branch of Royal British Bank received in Pune, that is why taxable in the hands of all three categories. Next, see, this page is important. See, income from house property in Pune received in UK, all three categories. Past untaxed profit not taxable. Gift from a friend on the occasion of marriage exempted. Remember that point, on the occasion of marriage is exempted. Next one, you have to write like this. In particular column only you have to draw 4 columns for this item, that is gifts from a friend. That is, in that column you have to write ordinary resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. And here first one, gift from friend in UK received there, 42,000 in ordinary resident and not taxable in the hands of not ordinary resident and non-resident because received in UK. Next one, gift from a business association on the occasion of 30th birthday, taxable in the hands of all three categories. The total of these items, see, ordinary resident 70,000, not ordinary resident and non-resident 28,000. Here, in the case of ordinary resident, the gift amount exceeds 50,000 and in the case of other two does not exceed 50,000. That means it is taxable in the hands of ordinary resident only because amount exceeds 50,000, and in case of other two categories not taxable because amount does not exceeds 50,000 rupees. Next one, see, gift from a friend in the form of car, not taxable because it is in kind. Next, interest on post office savings bank account in London and received there, taxable in the hands of ordinary resident. So the total taxable income after all calculation amounts to rupees 23,71,000 in case of ordinary resident, 20,56,000 in case of not ordinary resident and 18,96,000 in case of non-resident. So this is the problem relating to Mr. Raju, and it is important for 16 marks in your exam. Go through this problem again and let us solve some other problems in the next session. Thank you. Let us meet in the next session.